Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm gonna talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about for like the last year, I want to say. I've mentioned it in a lot of my videos, but I haven't made a video about it yet, which I've been wanting to do. But we're gonna just hop on into it. So today we're gonna be talking about my acne journey, and it's really weird. I never thought that I'd have this journey to begin with, because I've always had decent skin. I thought my skin was bad, and I thought I had a lot of acne or just would get a lot of pimples until about 2.5 years ago, where my skin completely just transformed into this painful acne, cystic acne mess. So my skin has gotten a lot better. I'm filming this while I have like a nodule acne right here, but I think I just wanted to film it while I had this. Like, it doesn't matter because this is my skin, and I'm just gonna talk about how I dealt with it. And if you currently have really bad acne, hopefully this helps, and just know that your skin will get better. It honestly just takes a lot of time. And I used to hate watching videos and hearing people say that it will get better in time, but it really does. So it was around, let's say, the end of year of 2017, and my skin had started to get some acne spots. I have some videos, but there's filters on it, but I'll post them here. But you can see some acne spots on my chin. They were like a cystic acne because I couldn't pop them. They weren't whiteheads, and there's a huge difference between like whiteheads, blackheads, and also cysts and nodule acne, which I'll show a little thing here. So in 2017, end of the year, was when my acne was starting to flare up, and by the time it was, let me see, it was like the end of year of 2017, and from I think like August to November, my skin just escalated in how intense and painful the acne was. It became more red. It was very irritated. My face was so itchy, and it hurt to even put like face cleaner on my face. Like, I couldn't wash my face properly because it stung so bad. And as far as toner, like anything with alcohol in it burned. Even things without alcohol burned my skin. The only cream that I could use that stung the least was like La Mer cream, which is like $300 for an ounce, which is not practical to use all the time. But I was so desperate. My skin was in so much pain, and so that was like the only thing that I could use that wasn't stinging and burning my skin. So by November of 2017, my skin was, I would say, was at the worst of how bad it was. I'm so hesitant to post this video, but I think it would help a lot of people who experience really bad acne. I just want to say this might gross some people out, but I'm gonna just roll the clip. I don't know. I feel like this was like the downfall of my confidence, because my skin was just so irritated, and there was literally nothing that I could do about it because it was just so painful. Like, I couldn't use acne medicine. I couldn't do anything to my skin because it was just in pain, and it was red, and it was inflamed. And I feel like my face was just so puffy all the time because my skin was so irritated. And just keep in mind that I only got acne on my face. I didn't get it on my back. I didn't get it on my chest. Like, I didn't get acne on other spots that a lot of people who have cystic acne might experience acne on their body, but mine was just on my face and on my neck as well. really hard for me to rewatch this video because it just reminds me of how intense my acne was, and I think there was some rosacea going on because there was, if you can see in the video, there's bumps on my skin that are not acne. It's not blackheads, although they kind of look like blackheads. It's just bumps of irritation. But that was November 2017, and that was pretty much the worst of how my acne got. And this is when I was starting to consistently post on YouTube and make videos, and I was going to college. So I went to college for photography, so I had all the cameras I could rent out and all the fun stuff, and I just really put YouTube at a halt because I just really didn't feel confident enough to be able to show my skin like that. And also, as far as doing like makeup videos and all that stuff, I really couldn't put anything on my skin because it stung so bad. And I just didn't feel that confident to record myself doing fashion videos because I didn't want my skin to be seen. Because for me, it was, I don't know, I just didn't feel beautiful, and I felt really self-conscious about it. And I just didn't want people to be staring at me while watching it, you know? Like, I don't want people to stare at my skin on a screen when it's red and flamed and just, yeah. When is this? And then in January 2018, my skin was doing somewhat better. I think this month was the month that I realized that dairy was a huge factor in the itchiness of my skin. I googled a lot. Obviously I did a lot of research about acne because I had bad acne, and a lot of people cut out dairy, and dairy helped immensely. I highly recommend, if you're having itchiness or just acne in general, stay away from dairy. There's a lot of hormones in dairy. I think it really does affect the skin, and I think a lot of acne is due to like an imbalance in hormones. So I highly recommend staying away from dairy. And I'll post a picture of me actually eating a giant ice cream that I ate with my friend when we were shooting a YouTube video. This ice cream really like messed up my skin because the next day I was so itchy. My face was so itchy, and I realized like dairy really is the issue here. So from then on, I really tried not to eat dairy. This is February 2018. You can see a lot of redness and scarring on my face. By this time, my face wasn't as irritated. I think once I realized the whole dairy issue, I think it's rosacea, where it was just redness all over my skin and it was really itchy, that went down. Toner still stung because there is alcohol. Even if I got alcohol-free toner, like my skin would still sting, and I would use the Badescu rose water spray, and that didn't sting that much. I know a lot of people don't like that brand, but it worked for me, so whatever I got to work, I would use it. So yeah, by that point I was actually able to use some skincare products without it like burning my skin. So I'm gonna post a picture from April. This is April 15, 2018, and you can still see some acne. Right next to my eye, you can see a nodule acne, which is what I have here. So I still consistently got some of those. There's a scar in between the middle of my eyes that was from a nodule acne that I actually got cut and drained. It's mostly acne scarring. It's not as inflamed and as red. And this is at Coachella, and I was able to like put on sunscreen, put on makeup, and it was okay. So I did some updated photos in May 15 of 2018. So you can see that there is still a lot of redness. So everything has flattened, but there's still a lot of scarring. Even on this side picture, I still have that here. It'd be like an empty sack and it'll fill with pus when you're like stressed or when you're having like just a breakout. And so that sack is still here. You can still see like the lump and outline of where that acne spot was. But I was still not feeling that great because I had a ton of acne scars and there was lumps on my face. My skin was not the same. Like my skin isn't the same. My skin texture was fine. I had really smooth skin, but now there's a lot of lumps. My skin texture is just so uneven. I have a lot of redness, acne scarring, and unfortunately foundation can only do so much. You can't cover like the texture of your skin and the lumpiness and the little bumps and like, what do you call those, like moon crater type of things, like the indents in your skin. Like you can't fill that in with foundation. So the scarring and all of that, the skin texture is something that, like even today, I still don't feel 100% confident about. I feel a little bit insecure about my skin texture, but luckily there are some methods that hopefully can help. Like microneedling is supposed to be helpful, although it is very expensive. So I bought like something from TJ Maxx, like a microneedle roller, which I'll do a video. I'm gonna do that for about a month and see how it improves my skin, if it does. Pretty much my whole skin journey as far as the timeline of it. So how to help when you have this whole acne situation going on. What I did and what helped the most is, one, you need to cut out dairy. Although I'm sure this doesn't help for every single person, it helped immensely for me. And dairy generally has a lot of hormones in it. And I would just recommend cutting it out. Like try it for 2 to 3 weeks and just see how your skin does. And it really helps just to try it. Like you need to try a lot of methods and see what works for you. Okay. So I got the stuff that worked really well. My battery's about to die. So what I got prescribed from my dermatologist was Fabior. It's pretty pricey, but this honestly, it's apparently like Accutane in a can. Like it's topical and it's very strong, like you will be flaky like a snake once you apply it 2 or 3 times in a week. But I only use this when I'm having breakouts like this. For this one though, I did have to get an injection. So it's like a cortisone shot, and I'll get this whenever I'm having a nodule acne because there's no way to pop it. There's no entryway. Even if you steam it, nothing will come out. There's no hole to squeeze. It's just embedded under the skin. I would recommend talking to your dermatologist, possibly getting cortisone shots if they recommend it for you, but that's what helps me when I have these acne spots, and I have one right here too. But I can't tell you how many times I've gone in to get a cortisone shot on my nodule acne spots. I wasn't willing to go on Accutane because I didn't feel good about having such strong chemicals in my body, and I really am scared of getting my blood drawn too. And with Accutane, you have to get your blood drawn once a month, I believe, or once every 2 to 3 months to make sure that your liver is stable and okay to continue using the Accutane. And I just didn't feel like Accutane was safe for me if I had to check if my liver was okay. Like obviously it's damaging my liver to an extent that I have to get my blood drawn every couple months using it, and I'm a little bit more natural than that, so I didn't want to have to go that route. So Fabior worked really well for me. Another thing is Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser was the only cleanser I could use on my face that didn't burn. Like it's so gentle, and I believe it even uses like contact solution as one of its bases, so it's so gentle, and I don't want to say it's super hydrating, but it's hydrating than any foaming or gel facial cleanser that you'd use because it doesn't foam, which means that there's less like cleansing agent. So it's very gentle and doesn't strip away your natural oils. But this has been my saving grace. I've only used Milky Jelly Cleanser for the last like 2 years until I found the Kylie Jenner skin care system. But even like for instance now with how my skin is, you can see it's super flaky. But like at a time like this, I'll only use Milky Jelly Cleanser because it doesn't sting my face and it keeps it hydrated and conditioned. So that's something that you should really consider. The last 2 skincare things is the Creme De La Mer. This is a moisturizing cream, and this is just a sample size. I'm quarantining at my boyfriend's house, so I don't have the full jar. This literally will help so much with hydration. It's so soothing, it's so gentle. Like hydrocortisone also you should use hydrocortisone. I know you're not supposed to use it on your skin every day, but that was another thing that was the only thing that helped the itchiness and also didn't sting my face. So I recommend using hydrocortisone. They have like gentle versions with aloe or lavender, I think. So I'll put those here too. Another thing is sunscreen. Like, you have to use sunscreen. If you don't use sunscreen, use sunscreen. Like, that'll prevent so much acne scarring, and just, you always have to protect your skin. And I'm using Glossier's Invisible Shield Daily Sunscreen SPF 35. Like, I feel like I don't even have to explain why you have to use sunscreen. Like, use sunscreen. That is 100% you have to use sunscreen. So how's my skin doing now? And it's been about 2 years later from that whole thing. This is what my skin looks like now. It's doing much better than before. I'm still dealing with the scarring and occasional cystic acne, which usually happens a week or two before my period because it is hormonal. I'm continuing to stay away from dairy as much as I can. I have dairy like 1 to 2 times a week. I try not to, but you know, sometimes ice cream just calls your name, or sometimes cheese calls your name, and you just gotta give in and you gotta live a little. But listen to your skin. Once your skin starts itching, if you're eating cheese too much or dairy too much, like, you need to stop, because it's obviously telling your body to stop consuming it if your skin is itching so much. You know, it's beyond just a beauty thing. It's also, you have to listen to what your body's telling you. And when your body's rejecting a food, you should not, because you're gonna just be very inflamed all the time. So that's what I do, is stay away from dairy. I continue to use the Fabior when I have acne spots, and pretty much still doing what I'm doing with all of these acne products. Going in for injections once in a while when I do get these acne spots, because that's the only thing that will help. Hopefully at a certain point my hormones might change, and hopefully for the better, and I won't have to have acne all the time. But I hope that whoever's watching this really learns something, and I hope that you know your skin will get better. Like, I watched so many videos trying to get how to get rid of acne, and I was so annoyed hearing that it would take a year or 5 months for it to go away. But that time will go by so fast. Like, it might feel slow and it will be painful, but just know that your skin will recover, and you're gonna be at a balanced place, and you're gonna be at a place where you won't have to be in pain from your face, which sounds so sad, but I know, like, I've experienced it, and there's nothing more uncomfortable than being in pain in your face and people staring at your pain, like, literally. So just know there is light at the end of the tunnel. Like, it'll all be okay, and you will get through it. And just listen to your body and be consistent. Be consistent. Don't give up on not eating dairy, or don't give up on using an acne treatment. With that said, have a great weekend, and it'll be okay. You'll get through it. So I hope this helps. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.